All right, my darlings, we're going to do a couple of collective check-ins. Um, I'm going to start off with newly awakened, collective alpha, but I'm going to do a you versus them. That way I can touch on both like the masculine and the feminine energies, assuming that the awakening has occurred. Sorry, I'm moving my camera. That the awakening has occurred because of another person being the catalyst. So that's why I want to read on both energies, so I can kind of like, no matter which side of that you fall on, because I feel like there's this new wave of awakenings. And when it happened to me, I really felt like I needed some onboarding, you know? So I am trying to put together some videos that are kind of like an onboarding concept for newly awakens. But in the meanwhile, I'm just going to kind of read on the energy a little bit and see what I can help with. Okay. We're going to start off with the Folklore Tarot deck. I've just been liking this one lately. I think because it has like a nice texture to it. Like you can kind of feel the images on there, and I like that. Anyway, plus it's black, which is sweet. It's kind of badass. All right. Let's see her. It's the current mood. So let's see. We're doing you versus them. So I'm going to do masculine energy first because that's the one I pick up easiest on. And then we'll move over to the feminine energy. Masculine energy. Where you at? Where you at right now? What are we doing? It feels fun. It feels flirty. It feels a little bit of devil energy, but I'm not sure that you're participating in the devil energy. It feels more like it's around you. Kind of like old habits, but you're conducting yourself in a new way. I like that. Let's see what we pick up. The Star. Nice. It's kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel. You see where things are supposed to go. You understand where this is headed. You're feeling connected to source, to your guides, to the stars. Three of Pentacles, exactly. Oh, that's great. That's a great feeling. Three of Pentacles is like collaboration. I also see this a little bit as work. I feel like there might be something like opportunity-wise coming around. But regardless, I feel like if there is a work opportunity, it's because you're kind of radiating this energy of like star and collaboration. Like you're radiating this energy of somebody who like knows where they're headed. And that's magnetic. That's magnetic. And it's drawing things towards you. Ooh, Seven of Swords. That's that like deception card. It always makes me think of like an agave plant, which I don't know if you've ever been around one, but those things are sharp as fuck. They're so sharp. They're beautiful. And they're just like long spears. Their leaves or whatever they're called are just long spears. And they are so sharp. You walk next to them accidentally, yeah, you're bleeding for sure. So I guess metaphorically speaking, whatever this deception is, it fucking hurts. I feel like that's a deception towards you. When I read on this energy before, most of the time the feeling is the deception is how you treated your counterpart, because that's kind of, that happens. But this in a way feels more like someone did something to hurt you. And somehow maybe you're being reminded of it. Kind of like, You know, like if you went to old stomping grounds that you usually go to with like a good friend, but that friend and you had a falling out. Um, you know, sometimes that can pull on your heartstrings and it can kind of ignite that wound a little bit where you're like, God damn it, you son of a bitch. But yeah, all in all, you're not surprised. You know, like wolf in sheep's clothing feel of this moon card. It's not like, I just feel like this is the kind of, you should have seen it the whole time feeling. Like that's what that feels like. Like you got deceived by a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I feel like there's a part of you that saw this, that knew about this, and just didn't think it would ever be you. You thought like maybe they do that to other people, but not you. Not you. Turns out you too. Dishonest people do dishonest things. You can't hang around people that lie, cheat, and steal and not expect them to lie, cheat, and steal to you too. You're not exempt. But you know that now. Yeah, you do. 10 of Cups in reverse. Because that's what you did. 7 in reverse. 7 of Pentacles in reverse, excuse me. Sorry, I'm laughing because it's funny how spirit works sometimes, you know, like how things translate. You know, because I knew what I wanted to say, but sometimes the words just have to get there. And so, you know, 10 of Cups in reverse, that's the upending of a wish fulfillment. That's the upending of what could have been a happily ever after. And it was because someone cheated. You know, because it's like you've got, this card is the concept of somebody working hard, toiling, focused, eyes on the prize, putting in the sweat work. And so in reverse, that's somebody taking a shortcut. And like, yes, there may be shortcuts trying to be taken, because I do get the sense that like, you know, on your way towards this healing journey, you tried to kind of like take shortcuts and you wound up not being able to get anywhere, which caused a lot of the stagnation feeling that I picked up in the last couple of readings. But this is the sense of just like straight up, you did to somebody what just got done to you. And like, you understand now. Like there's this part of you that like, you're angry and you're hurt about this, but like you understand that like that's karma. You did that. That got done to you. That sucks. Sorry you had to learn that lesson. Betrayal is not cool. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Five of Pentacles is shut out. You're shut out. Depleted. Scarcity. Knight of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. And Nine of Swords. Wow. That came out under the Five of Pentacles, where it's like you're shut out, and so now you're up at night thinking about how you could be a knight in shining armor with the truth, how you could be a wounded hero with some sort of offer, you know, but ultimately there's no movement. You're shut out. I just see this as like woulda, shoulda, coulda. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Should have been honest. Should have been forthright. Now it keeps you up at night. Okay. Just a little more because I still feel like I don't have a full picture. Because I don't see this full circle yet. Because we've got somebody who is starting to become magnetic, creating magnetism in their vibration. But they're still working through the rubble of a betrayals. They were betrayed. They betrayed someone. It's just all a mess. And so I just want a little bit of more feeling like this is their internal world. I get it. What's going on externally? What's happening? Because, you know, like I was saying earlier, I was like, I feel like there's kind of like, I feel like you're at a party or something. I don't know. I feel like you're hanging out with old friends. What are you up to right now? Knight of Wands in reverse. That's why you didn't want to let me know. Okay. Someone's up to mischief. And they don't want to be caught. You don't want anyone looking in on them right now because they have someone feeding their ego. I also see that as their feminine, their mermaid. But it kind of makes me feel like you're talking to somebody or something like that and pretending it's the person that you actually wish was there. You know, like it's almost like you're cosplaying. You're pretending this is your woman. Because it just feels good to pretend like you belong to somebody or that somebody belongs to you. But you have no intention of it being that way. If that's the case, that's mean as hell, dude. If that's the case, you can't treat a woman like she's your woman. King of Wands in reverse. And have no intention of making her your woman. That's mean. That'll break her heart. You can't do that. I'm sorry. I know it feels good. Eight of Cups. It's unfair. It's not fair to do that. To pretend like you're this. Pretend like you're the King of Pentacles. Solid, real, a family man. You know, it's that kind of thing. And then actually, you're this. Full of vapor. Gonna be gone the next day. You'll make these women feel foolish. Don't do that. You'll cause more women to stop believing in love when you do that to them. You force them to close their hearts because they have to. That's not the idea. Ugh. Anyway, let's move on to the ladies, shall we? This energy's pissing me off. What do I want? Hey, ladies. Let's do this from the Field Tarot. Feminine energy. The Devil. That was from my last reading, though, so it doesn't totally count. But it's just funny. All right, so I specifically want to tap into the ladies who are newly awakened. So this is not the counterpart to this energy. I want to be clear about that. This is not the counterpart. I want to tap into feminine energy that is newly awakened. Newly awakened means that your counterpart is further ahead than you or still asleep. It's up to you to decide. So like whenever somebody awakens, it's like 6 to 9 months, the next one's behind you. So like they will be totally oblivious to whatever connection you got going on for at least like 10 months. So you guys figure it out. Use your discernment. But if you've already been awakened, this person's newly awakened. If you're newly awakening and it feels like that other person has been knocking on your door for a while, you're the last one up. Okay. Oh my God, why does my storage keep running out? What do you guys do so that this isn't such a problem? Anyway, stop here and figure it out.